All right, so we've looked at some of the really bad websites. And I really encourage you, once again, to read through this website. The link for this website is on the notes at the bottom of Lesson 10. This website is the angelfire.com super bad webs link. I think it's a great teaching tool. Go through some of the links at the bottom on this website, on the super bad website. Go through some of these links right here next to the pointy finger. Because it's some more great examples of really bad web design. And I think by exposing yourself to some really bad web design, you can more easily appreciate the really good stuff. So now I want to show you some really good stuff, okay? Here's one that I really like. It's very clean and simple. It's got a clear header. It's got a footer. It's got 2 columns, okay? The 2 columns are each serve a different purpose. The main column here, the bigger column here, is a portfolio. It shows different examples of what this designer has done. Now they've used some JavaScript in here to make these little movable pieces. We're not going to cover JavaScript in this class. It's just too much for 4 weeks. And then this side is just some about me information and some contact information. And he's got a little form here where you can enter your name, email address, and message, and it'll send it to him. If you want, you can try and figure out how to do forms, but we're not going to talk about creating databases or doing any kind of database interaction, just because that is, once again, a lot more complex than we have time to get into in 4 weeks. I think we're covering quite enough. The other thing that I really like about this website is color. It uses only about 3 different colors in its color scheme. It uses a dark brown, a lighter brown, and blues, and the greens for these little boxes in his portfolio navigation here. Very nice, very elegant. It chooses a color scheme and sticks to it. The different colors serve different purposes. I know when I come to blue text here that it's going to be a link, because that's always the case on his page. I know when I see dark brown text, that's his body copy. Body copy is the main text content of a web page. I know when I see the slightly lighter brown that I'm going to see a subhead. Okay? Really nice use of color. The subheads are all the same font face. They're all the same color. So anything that serves a similar purpose to one another should be similar. So all of your subheads, contact, about me, what I've done, should be the same color, the same size. All right? Body copy should always be the same color, same face, same size. Make sense? This is consistency. It makes for a very easy to read web page. This page is clean, simple, elegant. The background images are nice as well, and they're not distracting. So let's look at another one that I really like. Here's another one that's really nice. This one is very clean and very simple. It has a blue box for all of the main content. Up at the top, it has a brief statement about himself and then a headline. Hello, my name is Alessandro Cavallo, and I do web and graphic design. And it's got some illustrations there, a picture of him, and then the navigation is relatively simple. About, skills, and work. About is in this column right here, and it talks about who he is, okay? Skills, right down below. This is the skills that he has available to him. And then the work. This is his portfolio. If we click on these, we'll see different types of work that this designer has done. So once again, a very clean, simple, elegant design. It uses a background image. See, in the background, back behind the the header and back behind the content area. It looks like wrinkled, distressed paper, but it's barely visible. It's not distracting at all, and it works. Here's a web page that has a list of good websites. And we can just scroll through different examples of good websites. I encourage you once again to go to this website and take a look at some of the good examples of good design. Most of them are very simple, elegant, and clean. Some of the things that you'll notice is consistent uses of color, consistent uses of typefaces, consistent uses of images. So this is a good website to take a look through. One of my favorite websites that is not only just nicely designed, but it's also a great resource is A List Apart. We've already looked at this. And I just want to talk a little bit about the design in A List Apart. This does all the things that I've been talking about. Consistent uses of color. Links are always going to be this green, and whenever I hover over a link, it gets this tan-ish background box. Okay? The subheads are always going to be this reddish color. Okay? They're always the same typeface, so we know what a subhead is. Every time that we've got a separation between one snippet of an article and another, we've got these horizontal rules that are dotted. Okay? It creates a nice little barrier from one thing to another. All the body copy is the same text size, it's the same font. Another thing that they've done is they've contrasted font faces. They've used a serif font up here for the subheads, and then for body copy, a sans serif font. And I'll talk about what that means in another video. The visual organization is nice. It's a basic 3-column, 1, 2, 3. Each column serves a different purpose. Up at the top, the navigation is very easy to find. Okay? So it's a nicely organized, simple, clean, elegant website. So these are some of the things that we like in a website. Good visual organization. Constrict your color palette to maybe 4 to 5 colors, 5 colors at the most, really. Okay? All the colors should be consistent. If you're using a color for something, it should be serving a purpose of some sort. Either to tell us that it's a different type of text content, to tell us that we're entering a different area of the web page, to catch our attention. All of these things should serve a purpose. Use maximum 3 different font faces, no more than 3. I would just try and keep it to 2. Use one for display and one for body. Okay? Then in the next video, I'm going to talk a little bit about white space and how this web page uses white space very effectively. So, this is a good website. You've seen some other good websites, and we can contrast them to the bad. Let's try and take away some of these good design skills for your project.